Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back, and I just wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about the mess. Before we get into, well, I guess we can add this into hot topics too. Love and marriage, Huntsville. So I put the review out for those who, I know sometimes people say that they don't get notifications, but the review for Love and Marriage Huntsville is up. I wanted to add this for those who watch the show. Long story short, a part of the conversation that's happening right now is Nell thinks that Leticia and Kimmy are not transparent. And, Martell did an interview with some lady. Him and Ariane did an interview with some lady who basically said she had sex with Marceau and Maurice. Just to be honest, I don't think a lot of people believe the interview. I don't think a lot of people believe the woman and what she was saying. I saw a lot of people in my comments saying, "Girl, don't even waste your time watching that interview. It's a mess. She lying. It's a mess. It's horrible." I saw people on Twitter, girl. Even when the interview was first, when they told us the interview was coming, after the interview, it wasn't a lot of noise. So that's why when I kind of figured, oh girl, this might be a mess, and then people telling me it's a mess, and then it kind of like disappeared. When it comes to Tisha and Marceau's marriage, and I've said this and I want to say it again, and I just read a comment. One of the cousins was basically saying the same thing. Girl, at some point, the Tisha and Marceau storyline about their marriage or whether or not Marceau cheated, girl, they're gonna have to let it go. Like I have said, do I believe that Marceau has cheated on Tisha? Absolutely. Okay. Do I know that Marceau has cheated on Tisha? Absolutely not. What I think and what I know, those are two different things. Besides the woman who did the interview with Martell and Ariane that nobody really paid attention to, and a lot of people didn't even believe, we did have that one incident earlier in Love and Marriage Huntsville when I think Melody was going to try to bring on some girl who claimed that she had messed with Marceau. Remember that? But for the most part, you ain't got no dirt on me. That's what Marceau basically saying. And to a certain degree, we don't. So at some point, even with Nell wanting to know the truth about, I guess, their real feelings about the interview and the NDAs, at some point, even I'm tired of hearing about whether or not Marceau cheated on Tisha. Girl, if y'all can't go get if y'all ain't got just no hardcore proof that's gonna sway the masses, then girl, y'all gonna have to let the Marceau and Tisha infidelity storyline go. We could talk about Chris and Nell. Hello. We could talk about what was that the cousin or the daughter who came out and did an interview last year. We could talk more about how they said Nell was a side chick. I don't know. I wasn't there. We can dive into some stuff. But girl, we 10 seasons in Love and Marriage Huntsville. Girl, when is the Marceau and Tisha storyline gonna be like wrapped up and it's done? Does that make sense what I'm saying? I'm not in no way, shape, or form trying to defend Marcelo or Tisha. I mean, if I wanted to, I could. But I'm just saying at some point, it's kind of, girl, let it go. Girl. I think it felt like the same way with like Melody and Martell at one point. Like at some point, the Melody and Martell storyline is gonna have to, y'all gonna have to let it go. Girl, these people that came onto the show, had a baby, got divorced. Like, it's a wrap. We don't have to keep going back and forth about Melody and Martell and what broke up the marriage and who did what and who didn't do this and who didn't give enough head and who didn't clean up enough and who wasn't a mattress made in a mule. Shout out to Erica De Niro TV. Like, we don't have to keep doing this back and forth. It is what it is. They're divorced and they're on two separate sides of town and two different addresses. Let it go. That's how I feel about Marcelo and Tisha. I think, and I said this in my review, I think what the problem is with Nell wants to know. Nell doesn't believe that Tisha and Kimmy's reaction to the interview that Martell and Ariane did with that alleged side chick, she doesn't think their reaction is true. So therefore, she doesn't believe that they're being transparent. Because I think Latricia and Nell basically kind of said that, like, if it was them, they would have acted a fool. Like, if a woman came out and said she slept with my husband, we would have messed up, man. I'm paraphrasing, but we would have tore the house up. Somebody would have got cursed out. But Kimmy is saying, girl, I didn't even watch the whole interview. And Tisha is like, girl, whatever. And so I think in Nell's head, because that's their reaction, she feels as though you're not being transparent. When the truth could be that was their reaction. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nell wants to hear them say, girl, I acted a fool and cut up, and I cussed Marceau out, and I cussed Maurice out, and we tore that house up. And they're saying, girl, I didn't even watch the whole interview. And Nell doesn't buy it, so Nell doesn't think that they're being transparent. When the fact of the matter is, it could be that they're being transparent, and that actually was their reaction. There are a group of people out there, girl, come hook or come crook, I'm going to believe my husband. And if my husband said he don't know the hoe, then he don't know the hoe. But they want Tisha, Nell wants Tisha and Kimmy to have her reaction, or the reaction that she thinks they should have. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Girl, we're going to have to just call it for what it is. We've seen, girl, some of y'all already clocked Kimmy's tea. But for me, I'm starting to see, seasons go by. Kimmy's slip definitely been showing, right? Her slip been showing. I can believe that Kimmy is a fool when it comes to Maurice. I can believe Tisha is a fool when it comes to Marcel. So if they say their reaction was that, I can believe it. Now, my reaction will probably be more like Latricia. Who is this hoe saying that you fucked her? What's going on? And I'm probably gonna watch the whole interview to see what she had to say. You see what I'm saying? But our reaction not gonna be the same. Anyways, I just wanted to come and say that about Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think it's time to let the Maurice, Marceau, and Tisha infidelity storyline go. Girl, it's a wrap. Girl, we can move on to something else. Even when Miss Wanda done came and went. Miss Wanda coming back, and she wants to get all into Marceau's face at their home. Like, at some point, like, it is what it is. Like, and if I was Tisha, now I'm about to defend Tisha. If I was Tisha, I've been told everybody, I'm gonna do the same motherfucking thing with my husband that you did with yours. Stay. Because most of the girls stay. The same way you stay, bitch, I'm staying. You know how Dr. Heavenly came down here and told us that she don't give a damn what we say about Dr. Daddy Damon? Okay? And if she did find out that her husband cheated, she ain't going nowhere. So it don't matter what y'all say. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was Tisha, that's what I would just say to everybody. I'm gonna do the same thing you did, Nell, when you found out Christian was cheating on your ass. Girl, I'm gonna stay. Like you stayed. I'm gonna do the same thing you did, Melody. Girl, when you found out Martell was cheating on you, you stayed. I'm gonna stay. That's how Tisha needs to just go ahead and just lay it low and put it out. I know Melody not on the show no more. I'm just saying. Like, I'm gonna do the same thing y'all did. Stay. So we can let the conversation go. Now I'm not staying. I'm gone. I'm getting my purse. A nigga done cheated on me. Girl, I'm gone, babe. I'm getting my purse, my car keys, and baby, I'm gonna make sure I got my wallet. Girl, I got my keys, girl. I'm packing my panties, my bras, and honey, I'm punching. I'm gone. Okay? But I'm not set up like everybody else. Anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and talk about Dez Bryant and Nicki Minaj. So y'all already know the other day, Onika and Dez Bryant were down to the World Wide Web dragging each other by their edges, baby. Girl, girl, the way they was cursing each other out. Okay, baby. I feel like Dez won in the end. I did. I feel like Dez won. At the end of the day, girl, Dez ain't about shit. Girl, Nicki, she's a mess. So I really ain't got no dog in the fight. Well, Dez came back and apologized to Nicki. I said, ooh. So this is what Dez had to say on some G-ish, and then he tagged Nicki. I really don't like the misunderstanding we had between each other. I apologize for bringing up your husband's past. It's a shame only negative things make headlines between two black people who have much influence on our community. Good, not you pulling the black card. Shut up. I'm at war every day with myself to better myself for my kids and the kids who are watching me. And the last thing I want to do is argue over stupid ish. I pray for only peace and positivity your way. I do believe he was genuine with his apology, though, even though I think it was some bullshit. Um, Nicki replied and said, "The Lord will grant you peace, Des. Nothing makes me respect someone more than a public display of accountability." Girl, what the fuck your display of accountability at? Girl. I accept your apology. I apologize as well if I offended you. Now Nicki's apology wasn't genuine. Nicki was playing in this boy's face as soon as she saw the typing. If you still want to do that fight, let me know. He def got them hands. Seriously though, all the best. I don't know. Does Kenneth got hands? I don't know. I know he'll pull a trigger based off what TMZ said. But I ain't never heard Kenneth just knocking somebody out cold silly. But like I said, girl, if Nicki really giving $10 million, girl, I'll go fight Kenneth. girl, girl, come on. Girl, just nasty windmill, girl. I go fight Ken. Nick, if you give him $10 million, I'll let him throw me around and whoop my ass for a little bit. So would. Now, girl, but him, though, he likes to pull out guns and shit. So I don't know, girl. I'm talking about just a fair fight for a few minutes, and then we go about our business. You get my 10 million. Anyways, shout out to Nicki. Shout out to Dez. What happened to my? Oh, the thing fell off. That's what I was looking for. Hold up, y'all. What happened to it? I hate when I lose. What is it called? Oh, there I go. Baby, listen to this. So this is according to Us Weekly, usmagazine.com. So NBA star Anthony Edwards accuses ex Ayesha Howard of demanding $500,000 and public apology. Girl, I got something to say. Anthony Edwards' ex, Ayesha Howard, allegedly demanded $500,000 and a public apology from the NBA star, and their court battle, Us Weekly can exclusively report. Edwards, 24, claimed in court documents filed on Wednesday, August 6th, in Los Angeles Superior Court, the Minnesota Timberwolves shooting guard claimed Howard, 38, has failed to execute paperwork granting her sole legal and physical custody of their daughter, Aubrey, born in October 2024. The court awarded Howard sole custody and told the parties to put it all in the agreement on May the 20th. Edwards and Howard have been unable to do so. Howard claimed Edwards' team sent her an agreement that added a provision that would prevent her from disparaging the basketball player publicly. The deal also said she could not post photos of their daughter. She claims she never agreed to those terms. In the new motion, Edwards' team said they eventually removed the provision, but now Howard demanded additional terms. And they probably did that because I don't really keep up with sports, but they say Anthony Edwards is great at his job, and that at one point I think they were trying to push him to be like the face of the NBA. I don't know if that's true or not. But I could see how they could probably want this girl. Like, you can't talk about him publicly. You can't post any pictures of the daughter because, in a way, even though he's a mess, we can't have, if they were trying to get him to be the face of the NBA, we can't have the face of the NBA baby mama out here, girl, every time. Girl, we look up, she's talking about how he's a deadbeat. And he is, but we can't have it though. Anyways, the NBA All-Star said his ex demanded a public apology from him that was required to be posted on all of his official social media platforms, publicly retracting all false and defamatory or misleading statements made about her during the court battle and affirming her integrity in her role as a mother to their daughter. Can I say something? I'm going to stop right there. It ain't no victims in this situation. Ayesha, you knew what you were doing. I'm not mad at it. Like I say, everybody don't want to grow up to be Michelle Obama. Anthony, I tried to give Anthony a pass. I really don't be. I try to give the boys and girls a pass. The boys a pass sometimes because I was like, okay, he's young. I didn't know he had 4 baby mamas. I think he has 4 baby mamas and 4 kids, or either it's 3 and 3. I think it's a 4 for 4 Wendy's. Okay, I didn't know that until I heard Andrew Gabor say it. Shout out to Andrew Gabor. And then y'all were in the comments saying, well, he got other kids. And I was like, huh? I thought this was his first one. Because I was just basically trying to give him a pass based off of the fact that Ayesha is much older than him and he's younger. And girl, she done put that vintage cat on this nigga. Girl, turned this nigga out. You know what I'm saying? But then when I found out, girl, this wasn't his first, second, third time at the rodeo. I can't give you a pass. Because this your 4th child, they say. And your 4th baby mama. So you know what's going on. This is Anthony's MO. I'm going to go out here. I'm going to smash all these girls. Don't use protection. Get them pregnant. And once they get pregnant, I'm just going to say, I'm going to sign off all rights, put me on child support, and go on about your life. That's what he's doing. Ayesha, on the other hand, girl, you are a woman of a particular age. Ayesha damn near my age. She know what the fuck is going on. You got with Anthony because he's rich as hell. Girl, fuck rich, wealthy as hell. And you knew what the end game was. And it was a child support check. So that's why I said there's no victims in this. But Ayesha, we not gonna sit here and act like, girl, Ayesha, I love Ayesha to pieces. I do. And Ayesha was wrapping the girls up a couple of months ago with her Instagram post. I was seeing Ayesha on that post. But Ayesha, girl, Anthony ain't really did nothing or said nothing publicly that had people question your integrity or the way you move as a person or a mother. People already think the way they think about you. You see what I'm saying? People already thought the way they thought about you just based off of the age gap. I don't think Anthony had to say anything. I hate that I'm defending the nigga, but I don't think Anthony had to say anything to try to sway the public on how they felt about you. At this point, this shouldn't even be a conversation. He don't want nothing to do with the little girl. That's just what it is. It's sad. It's pathetic. Because I don't even know how you can knowingly have a child out here and not take care of your responsibility. I remember one of the cousins in the comments was like, well, what's the difference between people who put kids up for adoption? And I was like, that's a good question, because that's pretty much, in a way, I guess in some twisted way, it's going in the same direction, but it's 2 different roads. And the way I explained it, why I think it's different to me, is because when people put up kids for adoption, it might be a 1, maybe a 2-time thing. But what Anthony is doing is out here having sex, knowing what the outcome is going to be. And then when the outcome is what he doesn't want it to be, but he knew it was probably going to happen, He then just says, here goes some child support. Take the little girl or take the little boy and go about your business. That's trifling. That's trifling. Anyways, and now you're just like, I don't want nothing to do with, because I think he has a little boy too. The children are so pretty. And that's the thing. It's so, the children are so cute. The babies are so, and you know what the sad thing about it? The little boy look just like him. That's the sad thing about it, except the little boy's light skinned. Girl, the little boy look just like Anthony. Girl. Anyways, um, Howard tells us, I want to make it clear that my request for compensation was never tied to agreeing to any custody orders. I asked for compensation due to the substantial financial and reputational damages I've endured during this prolonged litigation with Anthony Edwards. Girl, it is what it is. I think it's a mess. I'll put the link to the article in the description box. Girl, Miss Thing said she won 500,000, bitch. Girl, and she was trying to get her child support case hearing in California. But girl, the judge said, no, you gotta go to Georgia. Because the child support payments in Georgia would be much, 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 much lower than California. I think she's trying to appeal it based off of she's trying to appeal it based off what the article said. Because she want that 40,000. Yeah. I don't know how much her child support payments would be if she got them approved in California. A lot. Because Anthony made coin, bitch. Coin. But yeah, Anthony is trash. Um, Ayesha, you got what you wanted. It's just not working out the way you thought it was going to work out. You thought you was going to get pregnant, go to California, girl, probably get about $50,000-$60,000 a month in child support, and the judge shut that shit down. And now your ass in Georgia probably about to get 4,000 or 5,000 like all the other girlies. So you had a misstep, mama. It is what it is. Girl, this thing keep falling off. Oh, there it go. Anyways. All right, y'all. I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day. Bye, y'all.